What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit and I'm back with some more Age Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Hagrit. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Mage. This is game number 3 of this best of 3 for the Challengers League. This game is incredibly important. The winner of it very likely will be will probably be the victor of, or the number 1 seed of the Challengers League. There's one other player in the Challengers League who's in it with a shot, who is J4 JC3, who very strong player in his own right. However, plays Thor, so difficult indeed. And here's the 3rd Greek god for Hagrit in a row. Makes me feel like he's playing random Greek here, and not random. He went random Greek. I got it. He's been lying to everybody. We do see the pigs coming in now. Hagrid doing the modern Mediterranean build order here, where you put 4 villages, or you put the first 2 villages over onto wood, then you build a dock with one of the villages. He goes over to wood after that, and you put 4 villages to pigs, and then you just start putting villages over to wood. It allows you to get 3 fishing ship out incredibly fast, as opposed to the build order that people used to use back in the day before this one was discovered, where they would put 4 villages on food straight away. You'd only get 2 fishing ships out before the first house, which means it's very delayed. And this is a thing. So, Hagrid getting Hades against Ra. Mage playing his Ra. Ra is actually sleeper good on this map. I feel like Kimo has shown that fairly recently. He's been playing quite a few Mediterranean games with Ra, and if you play it correctly, I feel like Ra can be very difficult to take down on this map because of the macro, because of the economy from the Ra player playing very defensively on the water, getting early second town centers, all that good stuff, then timings and stuff like that. But we'll see what Mage has got here, what his ideas are. This is the standard 4-4-4 build here from Mage. It allows you to get 5 docks in a 5-minute advance time. Putting 5 villages to gold is not correct. That would slow you down by 15 seconds or 30 seconds even. But will get you more docks or maybe an earlier town center. But we'll see what he does, and he has swapped them over onto this pig here. He hasn't been searching for pigs, and he's actually going to run out of this boar. Potentially, he should be okay. He should be okay to put it up when he wants. I'm going to move over here with this labourer to do so. No problems there. And there's Hagrid going for a secondary wood line nice and early. I like the idea behind that. Get that set up before you're stressed about wood. We do see him swapping those villages away. He's advancing through Athena here as he's dumping those fishing ships. So a nice build order, a nice fast advance time by Hagrid. Only leaving there's 5 villages on gold there. Only leaving 5 villages on gold. 10 villagers on wood. Generally speaking, we like to see 6 or 7 villagers on gold straight away, but you can go 5 and then put the first 2 villagers onto gold. It'll even things out eventually. Getting the extra wood income early does mean you can get that extra storehouse out, plus the dock goes up in a house and everything else. One of the big things that Greek players love to do is get out an early archer hero if they can come in and harass this gold mine, which definitely can. Alt S the Chiron over here, like just outside of the range of the sentry tower, and you can do so much damage onto this gold mine here. And Mage is not going to have too much of an answer there. And there's the classical edge. 15 seconds late there. I think he had some idle town center time. I don't think that's an extra villager late. I think he's just kind of slow on that one. And the dock's now coming up oh no, he's already got 3 docks. So this is a 4th dock coming up. It'll allow him to be very defensive here. And we do see the triremes coming out instantly for Hagrid. Minotaur chilling over here. Hagrid starting up his villages. So not going for a fast Chiron here. Even though he scouted his opponent's base, sees how open this gold mine is. But not going for it, and now the trireme moving forward. Going to be hitting some of these fishing ships, doing their thing. And I like that Hagrid's just splitting this up. You want to kind of just sit outside the fish range here and make Mage garrison every single one of his fishing ships if you can without taking any damage from those docks. So you just sit out here just outside the range. They've only got 18 range. The boats have 14 range, so you can sit back here. Alt S, totally fine. And you just chill there on each of those spots until he pops the cabinets out. You don't have to push in or anything, do anything special. Just chill, and there we go. Mage garrisoning all of his food here. So he's got about 3 villages. So it's only 45 seconds worth of production here before he starts getting really hindered by this pressure from Hagrit. And I do expect to see him drop those fishing ship out pretty much instantly because he basically needs to. He has popped a cabinet out here. He's got every single one of these docks queuing, so that's 4 docks queuing, so we'll have 8 cabinets out very, very fast, which will match him up to Hagrid's cabinets, who throwing down an extra dock now, still pumping them out. It's a little bit of an early 3rd dock. I prefer to pump the trireme out a little bit more and get the dock a little bit later because he did have a little bit of a delay there. And now Mage popping those fishing ships back out, and you can see he's still building those villages, but he is very low on the food. So if these fishing ships don't dump food, which they won't unless he force dumps them, he's going to have possibly 15 seconds of idle town center time there. So Hagrid getting a bit of a win. He's also produced a couple more fishing ship in this time here. You can see how many he's got. He's actually quite a few. He's got 12 fishing ship. Going to be losing them though. He cannot be losing them. That's part of why we don't do this. Because there's no close fish. You can't sort of save them. Now it's 14 trireme to 15 cabinet. There is a restoration, but it's not that big of a deal in this situation, as Mage is looking like he's going to be able to push through very, very well here. Nice micro from Mage to pull back, but Hagrid not having any of it. Nice counter micro. Still trying to refocus the fire of his cabinets. Some very low HP cabinets here. Part of the micro here from Hagrid needs to be to keep as many of his boats alive so he can get the most value out of restoration. But Mage just keeps on managing to snipe them at this point. It's really nice play from Mage. We will be seeing that restoration coming through very shortly here for Hagrid, I have to assume, because there's just so many cabinets, and he's pushing Hagrid back, who's really struggling to defend against this one. And if he holds on to that restoration for much longer, and he does let 2 more cabinets get picked off during that restoration, and Mage is going to be retreating now. Mage sitting at 80 population to Hagrid's 58. An absolute carnage here by Mage just by spamming all those cabinets out, and he's able to just pressure Hagrid absolutely crazily right now, and Hagrid not able to do anything. This is losing the water way too early. He's going to have to do some sort of crazy ship raiding here and attempting to fake Mage a little bit, pop the trireme into the docks and somehow get out all the trireme he needs. But Mage is still pumping out cabinets. We see an armory queued up, so he wants to get to the next age as well. We do see him going after some fishing ship here as the cabinets chasing around these trireme. They have the same speed, obviously less range, but the same speed. And Hagrid is going to be in a world of trouble right now. We do see the Wadget getting caught here by the Minotaur, so that's a nice win for Hagrid. But now the cabinet's picking off fishing ships everywhere. And Hagrid's got, what, 9 left? Or 7 left? 7 fishing ship left. So the cabinet's still chasing around. We do see still a couple more cabinets being built here by Mage. He cancels them there. And now he's going to start getting those fishing ship out and trying to get to the next age. We see him on a second gold mine, going for a second town center here behind all of this. And Hagrid's still pumping out those trireme though behind this. He is going to be popping out here. A nice snipe there from Hagrid, who turns around. He's going to possibly lose 1 trireme for it, but now we do have quite a few for Hagrid here. It's now 74 population to 85 population. Hagrid with a lot of food in the bank though, so no problems there as he's still getting chased around. We pop out a couple of fishing ship over here, and now Hagrid going to go for another round with these guys, but he may lose these. Might have been worth it to just keep him alive and pop out these trireme from his docks. But now the second town center not getting empowered there by Mage. It's not going to matter too much. Still goes up pretty fast. And we do have Mage going after this one. He's got 13 cabinet here compared to 10 and 15 trireme. So Hagrit got the trireme now to get out of this, but he's going to be down a town center, so he may be able to win this back. He has sent forward the Minotaur over here to delay the third town center. The priest's going to be going after the Minotaur here. And now, effectively what Mage can do, once these trireme pop out, is he can just give the water over to Hagrit and just boom and do a Shadoof Rain and be totally fine here if he wants to. He still has, what is this? He's got 16. Hagrid's going to be able to easily win this fight now as he's popping out all of the trireme here. He's got 21 trireme to only 14 or 16 cabinets. So it's a big, big navy here for Hagrid. And to easily be able to take back the water. Question is it going to matter to Mage or not? He does decide to start building those cabinets again, which I think is possibly the wrong move, because this is exactly what Hagrid wants. He's got the superior ships, he's got the superior numbers of ships, and he can just completely mop the floor with the cabinets of Mage. And he's nice focus firing here from Mage. Hagrid not using the retreat micro, but it's now 3 town centers for Mage. And that's absolutely huge compared to Hagrid, who's on 1 town center, getting his 2nd town center now, and not focus firing these triremes very well. Doesn't matter, going to pick off all the cabinets. And we do see Mage has decided to not continue building cabinets here. He's getting out that Shadoof, I'm sure, very, very soon. He doesn't have husbandry or plow or Shadoof, so that farm rain is going to be a little bit late now, and Hagrid's going to start fishing up. I assume he's going to start fishing this up if he can. We'll see. Needs to maybe build some docks. He's going to grab that 3rd town center first, which I like. He's going to have a couple of fishing ships helping out in production, but he will need to start gathering some food on the land as well if he wants to pump those villages out. And now we're going to go into a bit of a different situation in this game, where Mage won the water, gave it back in trade for a free, safe 3 town center boom on the top of it. And Hagrid now has to catch up on the town centers. He's got 2. He's getting his 3rd one. He's going to be able to have some extra fish here, get per scene out, which he already has. And we do see the Minotaur coming in with the help of Ajax to help take down this dock. He's got 4 docks to take down. We see more docks getting placed down by Mage, who's just like, I want to keep doing it. And we do have one of those Mediterranean maps with the town centers in range of water. So this does change things quite a bit. This may be just simply a race to the Mythic Age to get the stronger upgrades. You definitely want to get those heavy trireme upgrades up. We do see the fishing ships immediately retreating here. Hagrid not focus firing, is going after a house instead. I don't mind that. If he takes down the house, he hurts Mage a little bit. Mage is sitting at only 100 or only at 79 population right now. Has cast Rain, will get that 800 food very, very fast, following on from that, be able to advance straight to the Mythic Age, whereas Hagrid has got next to no food, a lot of gold in the back though. He needs to possibly just take some villages off gold here, put them onto food, and race for the Mythic Age to get those siege ships out, and just make sure he's keeping Mage away from the water here, because it's going to be a big thing getting 2 siege ships, 3 siege ships out with naval auxiliaries hitting this. It's going to be huge. Now Mage can also just go for a timing attack here, because he's going to have the ability to do so. He's going through Hathor now. Hagrid, on the other hand, starting to get the food up that he needs to advance. He's throwing up his armory himself, so he's not going to be that far away or that far behind Mage here. But question is going to be, is it going to matter? And can Hagrid make something happen here or not? And I feel like the answer is yes. He's in a pretty good spot right now. He's picking off more of these fishing ships, going after the houses as well. He's only got 9 trireme, 10, 11 trireme left. Do see more docks coming up. Hagrid actually spotted this with his fishing ship, but he's not paying attention. That may be part of the blue dots blending into the water there. A bit of balanced civilization, a balanced play number here on Mediterranean because of the blue sea. And now we've got another Migdol stronghold coming up for Mage, and possibly fortified town centers coming up. You can see how many resources you have. He's going to be throwing up a market as well. There's the markets going straight through Osiris. And we got some military academies coming through for Hagrit, who is going up through Apollo, getting Vault of Erebus, Signal Flares, and Bowsaw. Sun-Dried Mudbrick coming through for Mage. Masons as well. Going to be preparing to deal with an early earthquake or something like that. There's the War Barges coming out now for Mage, who wants to definitely hold on to this water. And I love it. I love the idea here. Realizes how powerful this location is. Hagrit may have to consider throwing up some towers here early to deal with this because he's not going to be ready. He's throwing towers up on the front here, which I like, but he may have to throw some towers up over here as these war barges are not going to be able to get dealt with. As Hagrid not paying attention with these trireme, he's going to actually have to build up some Pentacontas, the hammer ships to deal with those war barges. And there's the rock with the Patsukos coming through. We do see Osiris coming through as well for Mage. And he's pushing in with these cavalry. Or maybe he's going to just jump into the rock and go for a raid over the other side of the map. We do see a random Minotaur and Ajax just chilling up here. Just chilling. Like no problems. Hagrid does have an option to go for a underworld attack on this town center, give this town center away to the war barges, go through Hephaestus, get up those Colossus and go for it. We just have a lot of villages on the temple, and there's Hephaestus for Hagrid. A little bit behind, but not going to matter too much, I don't think, as the Pentacontas are already out. These trireme need to get involved as well, because now there's some heavy cabinets actually for Mage, who has realized how important this water is going to be. Once you get those heavy cabinets out, they're so much stronger than the trireme. Look at that damage, that HP increase up to 348 compared to 290. The 1.2 extra damage is nothing to be sneezed at, but it's the HP that does it. The extra, is it 10%? Or 20% extra archer hit points. So absolutely huge. And there's the Mythic Age from Mage. Son of Osiris does come here as well instantly. Well, Hagrid going to be attempting to defend against this with his weaker ships. He doesn't have any upgrades here. He's just pumping these ships out. Needs to get some Juggernauts out. Don't worry about the trireme. Juggernauts, hammer ships. Juggernauts, Pentaconta, I should say. Should be able to push through here. And do we see an instant naval auxiliaries here? No, not just yet. Hephaestus coming through. Hagrid and Mage still fighting for the water over here, but also here. The Hades army is always a really difficult army to push through. He's also got this crazy watchtower doing extra damage in the back. There's the Hephaestus for Hagrid. Do we see the armories coming up? We do. And medium action coming through for Mage. Still no Forge of Olympus. Does he have the resources for it? Does not have the resources for it at all. We do see the camel caravans starting to get spammed here. We may be in for a bit of a long game here, as if they're fighting so early for the water because they realize how important it is. That does mean that these side land pushes are going to be very slow indeed. There's a fortress coming up for Hagrid as well. Hagrid will have a bit of an advantage with the Forge of Olympus because it's very cheap armory upgrades. Mage has got none. He's got copper weapons, I should say. And then this situation is going to change very drastically. We do see Hagrid retreating here. He's going to be garrisoning fishing ships in, and the Juggernaut's going to be able to pick these guys off here. He still doesn't have naval auxiliaries yet, so no Oxy Juggernauts. Son of Osiris warning that he's being attacked, and he getting more and more hits off now. Got to be careful not to take those fights though. Just sacrifice a little bit of ground, come back, make sure you got enough army to keep fighting. These Hippocon die very, very easily against the Chariot Archers without upgrades. You need to get those upgrades up, otherwise it's a very difficult fight indeed. You see Hagrid's still trying to fight it. He's got a lot of these navy units now. He needs to stop building them and just get naval auxiliaries and then move on, try and take down this fortified town center in the back. Catapult going after this fortress. So these are Hades fortress. It's got masons, but it's very, very slow. Now we've got copper weapons, copper mail, copper shields coming through, coinage as well. Hagrid's moving back with these military buildings. I like that. He is on a bit of a timer here. He needs to get those upgrades out, stop sacrificing units. Otherwise, Mage is just going to have like a free push through here. He only got as much of a fastest push as he can with these two catapult. Heliopolite coming in though. We see Sentinels coming down to help out a little bit later. And Hagrit is now moving over here. He's got the Juggernaut. Does he have naval auxiliaries? It's coming through. 75 or 70% here. We don't see any, or we do see some ships getting built now for Mage. And these docks are going to go down very, very fast once Oxy Juggernauts comes through. Trireme's trying to get over here to help with this fight. The Heliopolis doing a lot of damage to the Son of Osiris here. Nice marker to pull him back a little bit. You can see he's just taking a little step back there to pull the Heliopoli a little bit closer. Now these docks getting shredded, and there's not enough population here for Mage to rebuild, but it's not going to matter if Mage can just push through onto this town center and pick it off, as so much population here is in here for Hagrit. As he's going to start just picking off all these buildings over here. We do see a couple of Navy ships popping down, but that's kind of what Hagrit wants here. And we do see heavy infantry coming through. Hand of Talos, fortified town centers as well. Now the town center is under siege here. It's going to be a big issue. We do see some towers getting thrown down by Mage, but he needs more docks over here as well, just away from this situation, so he can spam out the what do you call them? Brain lost? The Pentaconta? No, the ramming galleys. Spam out the ramming galleys. You will be seeing him taking down most of these things here. We'd still have heavy cabinets against the normal triremes, but they are upgraded. Now the town center getting awfully close to falling. Hagrid can opt to just spam out some towers here himself here. We do see Chiron coming through. Sayers as well. Locust coming in on this area. The mummies over here. How did that get here? That's absolutely brutal. You know, Hagrid does lose that town center. Still pushing forward here with these Pentacontas. And be able to take down these towers very fast as well, and then go after the town center. But there's more docks coming up for Mage, as he's just going to try and spam them all over the shore there. Now Mage going after the fortress. So Hagrid's building some of these units here. Son of Osiris coming forward. A little bit out of position. Hagrid really struggling for production here, even though his units are quite strong. We will see him going after the guard towers. They take a lot of damage. They've got 987 HP with the sun-dried mud brick and the masons, but they do die fairly quickly. And unlike Extended Edition on Voobly or on the original game, you can't shift-click buildings with your siege, so you have to manually tell them what to do when the building's dead. And we do see him moving ever so closer to this town center here. I would love to see some Colossus getting built, and he is starting to build them. Just get 3 Colossus, Underworld up here, take down this town center, kill the trade route, take down this town center with these 3 Oxy Juggernauts. We do have some ramming galleys now coming out though. That's going to slow this down quite a bit. He's going to have to pick off even more docks that are up. There's 4 more docks up, making some ramming galleys there. Axemen are coming out, heavy axemen for Mage, who's got full bronze and almost iron as well, whereas Hagrid's not able to really get those upgrades out, even with Forge of Olympus. Son of Osiris will get picked off there. That's huge for Hagrid, as he's going to be able to start pushing back here. But we see some guard towers getting thrown down for Mage, as he's trying to just make sure this town center can't ever come back up. And now we have ramming galleys here as well. Question is, what's he going to do with these Colossus? He doesn't have the population to play with here to go after that town center. But Mage is just putting his foot on Hagrid's throat here with this forward building and getting these towers up. Heliopolis is very, very strong, but it's not going to do all too much. And now we see Mage coming close to this. There is a fortress over here to help out, but there it is going. It does a lot of, look at that damage to these ramming galleys here. It just picks them off so very, very fast. It's definitely the best building to throw up next to the water, that's for sure. As Mage is just losing those. But now we've got another Migdol stronghold up for Mage. And Hagrid's got to think about what he can do. If he loses this location, he loses his trade route, and he's got no gold mines. Well, he's got one gold mine here. Moving forward with the Perseus over here, he can sneak past this location. Underworld this town center could be an option. But there is a Silver Colossus here. I would much prefer to see, like I said, there's 3 Silver Colossus. It costs 5 population each. Underworld with the villagers, go after the town center. Take it. But it's not happening, and we see heavy trireme are out now for Hagrit, who's able to stop that that ramming galley push. But that's going to mean that there's going to be more land-based units here for Mage, who's got to somehow pick off a Colossus now. There's no mummies here. Now Aeliop was able to help out with the Migdol stronghold. Some watchtowers getting thrown up now for Hagrit. When you're in these positions, it's always great to just make sure your opponent can't take this town center. It gives you some more options. Throwing up more towers here. Make sure you pick off the catapults, prevent the towers getting thrown up yourself here. He's got ballister towers out now. Mage's economy is absolutely through the roof here. But Hagrit's still in it. He's pushing forward over here. We see a random villager getting picked off. Now another watchtower is up. This Silver Colossus still doing nothing. There is a mummy that's going to be coming out with this Silver Colossus just eating a gold mine in his face. But there's the mummy. Going to be able to pick this Colossus off. No problems. But he lives! He lives! That's actually hilarious. That's so funny because he gets HP back. It can't do full damage to it. That's awesome. And now the Silver Colossus can counter the mummy by eating the gold mine. It comes down to 0. Oh no, he died. Okay. Depends on which game tick, I guess, comes through with the damage. That's hilarious. But the gold Colossus comes through as he's trying to stay alive, but going to be falling regardless of the mummy's special attack there. Now, Hagrid coming back in onto this location, going to be attempting to take down this town center. He's spamming mercenary from it. He probably has Magi. I assume he's got Magi. Doesn't show up. It's one of those silly upgrades that hides, but does give them quite a bit of population here. Now the ramming galley is getting built now for Mage, but he's at 99%. And this town center is going to take a lot of damage by these juggernauts here. And if he loses it, Hagrid may be able to get this location back here, as he's investing quite a bit of time into it. We see more ballista towers coming up, but now the ramming galleys are out for Mage. He's going to be able to take down these juggernauts nice and fast. And that does give him some time over here, though, as these chariot archers getting picked off. Hagrid's still not opting to use that underworld passage. He has moved forward here. He's making some... I like this as well. Just make some Colossus and try and push through here. There's no temple over here. Not a bad idea. Ramming galleys are out though. There's 9 of them. Just pull them back over to this fortress here. It can help out quite a bit. But now we've got engineered catapult for Mage. We see Hagrid going to try and sneak up the town center. It's going to be an interesting one. I don't see it working. Catapult is here. It's going to just fling its bowl and prevent Hagrid from putting it up. And now we have champion infantry out for Hagrid. Mage has got heavy chariots, heavy axemen, full iron though, so in a really good spot for his armor. Now we see some side build action getting thwarted here by Mage, who's throwing up his catapult. His mercenary cavalry coming in here to pick off these villagers as well. Now Mage looks like he's able to control this location for the time being. And Hagrid trying to pick off these ramming galleys yet again before potentially going back onto this town center with the juggernaut. Now the catapult will tear down this fortress very, very fast, as Hagrid is still trying to defend against this. Throwing up more buildings further and further back. Another marker going up for Hagrid in the corner as this marker's getting taken down by the catapult. It will go up about the same time that it's going down, so he may not even have to restart his trade. No, not quite. That is slightly awkward. He does have a market. No, he doesn't. He's going to have to restart that one. Now, Mage playing this incredibly smart, throwing up the towers instead of just going for the town center willy-nilly. Throw the towers up first and then get the town center once you feel a little bit more comfortable. You do see the Juggernauts helping up with this, preventing this as may force some more ramming galleys out by Mage. You're not going to be able to pick off all of them. They're quite far away from the shore. But he may not be able to get this town center out without like ramming galley protection, which may be a little bit difficult. As Hagrid is still just throwing towers up here on the way back. Now the ramming galley going to pick off the Oxy Juggernaut in the back here as well. It's going to allow Mage to get this town center up, 4 town center, plus the economic bonus of Ra. Maybe too much for Hagrid here, who is sitting at 140 of 140 population with a lot of resources to boot. Still has his underworld, but hasn't decided to use it. He could have been doing this stuff without these units here, throwing up buildings, getting those Colossus out. Going for an underworld attack onto this town center is the only possible avenue I see for him here. Because if he attacks here, it's just going to be a mummy straight away. Picks off all of those catapult. You see the Sentinel. Gets just dodging every bullet. Every boulder. There he goes. He falls down. Now the settlement is going up for Mage. And he is completely right in taking it with the assistance of these Baluster Tower in the back. There's no siege out for Hagrid to stop this one either. He's trying to build up the fortress. And we don't see much going up over here. We do see a Gastrophede here, of all things. But Hagrid not really able to push back. This town center is up, which means more units going to be able to flood in here. Secret of the Titans coming through for Mage as well, just to in the front town center. That's how confident he is right now. Hagrid does begin researching his own Secrets of the Titans, as he feels like he can hold this 4 town centers to 2 town centers plus the mercenary. The mercenary can't be home from it though, because he is getting the Secrets of the Titans in that town center. Meanwhile, more Gastrophedes trying to come in here. They are fully upgraded. See another marker getting thrown up for Hagrid closer to his town center. At this point, it's probably better to throw it up over here and go to the home town center, but not doing that one. We see another gold Colossus coming in. Hagrid can potentially build some more of those Juggernauts to take this town center down as well, but obviously not going to be happening just yet. More towers coming up for Mage as he's moving forward. Now we do see the guard towers that Hagrid has thrown up earlier getting ripped to shreds here. And whatever Hagrid is planning here, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Finally, let's go for it. Go for the underworld. Take down the enemy Titan Gate with the that could be it. Kill the enemy Titan Gate. Take it down with the Colossus and an underworld, and then your Titan can get your town center back. And then at that point, you're in it to win it. That'll be it. Let's see if Hagrid can manage to make that happen, as he's just defending for days with the Hades bonus. Colossus is going to be close to taking this down, but a mummy has spawned. Be able to finish this one off. There's actually enough Baluster Tower plus Town Center to kill off the Colossus before he can take down the Town Center. You need a couple more. This market about to get taken down. We don't see a market up in this corner just yet. 2 Colossus are out. Still no attempted Titan Gate here by Mage. And the mummy's pushing forward, trying to push through the the very small amount of units that Hagrit can muster. And now that the Titan Age is finished researching, can start spamming mercenary. But there is a Juggernaut over here, as Hagrit is not done with this navy, with the sea battle, trying to take down this town center as best and as fast and possibly as worthwhile as he can. 2 Juggernaut here going after the town center. And it looks like Mage is not paying attention. There is the Titan Gate. But the Colossus are already walking there. There's no mummy here. And Hagrit is on it straight away. The mummy turns around to defend this. But this Titan Gate may just go down. We do see a mummy getting built here. But it takes, what, 20-second recharge time? And he didn't notice. And the Titan Gate's going to be very close. It does 20 hack damage plus 50 crush damage. And we'll see if he can take it down. It's going to be very close. The mummy not getting out here either. And the Titan Gate gets torn down. Well played by Hagrid with that sneak. In the middle of that, he takes down the town center as well. And he's going to be after this town center as well. As Mage's mummy is not coming out, this town center will fall. This is absolutely huge for Hagrid. Now Hagrid has to somehow get his own Titan out here. And we'll see if he can do so. He's taking down the town center. He's trying to move some villagers forward here. With 1 Juggernaut, you can prevent this town center from going up. And he's also going after this town center for Mage. Mage is absolutely in crumbles right now by this triple attack by Hagrid, who's able to take down this town center, take down this town center, and keep this town center down for the time being here. Trying to still push forward with the Baluster Towers. Hagrid needs to consider getting the Titan out here to clean this entire region up. But if he can pick off all the town centers by Mage, it may not matter here. This is exactly what Hagrid needs. But we do see the empowering here by the Egyptian priest plus, what's this, 9 villages? No, there's more than 9 villages here. 15 villages able to be enough to prevent this Colossus from making any progress here. But Mage is going to lose this town center here as the villagers do turn onto it to repair it, but it's too little, too late, as Hagrid managed to take this one down. Hagrid will get this town center back up in the meantime, though, unless he moves. Sorry, Mage will get this town center back up in the meantime, unless Hagrid moves his Colossus onto it, but he's not going for it just yet. And we still don't see the Titan Gate down for Hagrid just yet, who is making those Gastrophetes here, picking off these units, going to be trying to push through here with the Gastrophetes. More Trireme doing their thing here. The Juggernauts coming in here as well. But under the protection of the guard towers here, this is actually really smart by Hagrid. If he can sit underneath this guard tower here, the ramming galleys really don't do all too much to them. In fact, they die very, very fast, and you can see they're moving over here, and then they get, what, 4-shot? Yeah, 4-shot by the guard tower here, and now the town center will get torn down yet again, as Hagrid is still able to defend. How is his resource situation? He's got very little gold, has a little bit of food, a little bit of wood, so maybe taking a couple of villages off wood and throwing them onto the Titan Gate may be an option here. But Hagrid has managed to prevent this town center from existing for just a little bit longer. A random mummy here as well. Hagrid could go for another attempted side attack here with the whatchamacallit, with the Colossus. But not happening just yet. And we do have Heliopolis coming in for Hagrid now, as he is able to make a little bit of ground here. Meanwhile, the ramming galleys get prevented, and Hagrid with a Trireme plus 1 Oxy Juggernaut can prevent 20 population from Mage. Which is absolutely huge, as Mage is just not able to push into Hagrid, who is just defending like an absolute champion. And we see the Gold Colossus coming in here by Hagrid, going to take down some of these Balstad. They have a lot of HP though, but with the help of a Heliopolis, he's able to push through, and Mage is struggling here for some reason. He's got a lot of resources, but he's sitting full population because of probably that trade route here is maybe a little bit too big. Maybe a little bit too big. We do see some more ramming galleys coming in here, but again, under the helpful or the watchful eyes of this guard tower, they really don't do that much damage at all, and they're hardly hardly a counter to the Watchtower Oxy Juggernaut combo. Need to get a catapult out here to take down this guard tower before you send the ramming galleys in is the only real way. Now the Colossus able to start tearing down the Migdol strongholds. This town center getting awfully close. There is no empowerment though. Hagrit he just needs to move over here and take this one down. We still see this mummy over here. Siege works coming up for Mage as he's trying to push through this location. It's a very smart idea to start hitting a different spot. And now we do see a siege works going down, plus the settlement gets prevented. Colossus now going to be, I thought he was moving on to the settlement, but not happening just yet. The ramming galley is still pumping in here for Mage, getting picked off by that lone guard tower. Colossus over here dealing with the catapult, and Mage is just, he's struggling to make any progress here, but he has gotten the town center back here, and Hagrit's got to be upset about that one. He had a good opportunity here to keep pushing in. He's picked off a lot of the towers that were here as he's pushing in, but still not going for that Titan Gate. Still not going for it. He's got very low resources. He's got 900 gold though, so he's got that going for him now. We do see no mummies queued. He's making some priest actually. How's the favor? He's on only 19 favor, so he can't actually build those mummies out that he needs to. Well, Hagrit can just spam out Colossus for days here. He's trying to take the town center, just does no damage with 70 but basically 70 damage and attack. It's like, it's not 70, is it? It's more like 50 damage or something. And then if he just empowers the town center, it's never going to go down. He's got the Juggernauts out again. They were doing well. Keep going with Juggernauts. And we see the catapult onto the Hagrit's market yet again. Still surprised we haven't seen a marker go up to the top of the map here. Like this corner of the map to the hometown center would be very safe. But often you don't see it. You don't see it. It's hard to realize, but it is good. It is good. Another Colossus trying to take the town center down. We see 11 laborers on it, and it's making no progress at all with 11. So such is life. Now we've got some walls coming out for Mage. This is exactly what you do. Making the slow push forward here. Nice play by Mage. Getting those walls up. Pushing forward, taking down everything that you need to take down. Hagrit's got to come up with something. He's still got Underworld. He's still got Titan Gate. So he's got some options here. And he's picking off these units. We do see a War Elephants coming out now. Mage is... I'm not sure about the War Elephants. They're strong units, but Guard Tower is picking them off very, very fast. So they do push in. And they don't do a whole lot of damage either. They can pick off catapults and the like very fast, but that's about it. So we're seeing Hagrit getting slowly but surely pushed back. And we don't see any side pushes here. I'd love to see just like a lone siege tower just try and take down the town center and see if Hagrit notices it or not. It's often very difficult to see that. Hagrit going after the Migdol stronghold is about to lose this. He's making the Oxy Juggernaut again though. He's able to take this down. We see ramming galley coming. There's 4 of these now. This guard tower not quite in range to take down the ramming galley here, but he will be killing off this town center eventually. Another mummy coming in, able to pick off something there. I'm not sure what he killed, but the fortress does fall of Hagrit, and Hagrit's going to have to move back even further now as the town center does fall for Mage. And we do see that lone guard tower that was helping out so much has finally been put to rest by a war barge. Now the question is, can Hagrit somehow prevent this from going back up here yet again? We do see the mummy coming in, insta-killing that Colossus. Nice play by Mage. And at this point, I'm looking at this being like, Hagrit needs to get... he could have gotten his Titan Gate up now, but if he throws it down, there's a direct line to it here as well, and Mage can probably get a rock out or something like that. We see See Hagrid coming into the top range here with these Heliopolis going after some of these towers as well. But look at that 1370 HP on these towers. It's Baluster towers. It's so tanky with all of these upgrades. Sundry, Mudbrick, Architects, plus Baluster towers compared to the guard towers of Hades with the extra Hades upgrades. Still not as strong as Baluster towers. And there's the Perseus kills off a minion there, but he needs to kill off the mummy. It's like a little bit silly. And now Hagrit is under a lot of pressure here. He's moving forward with these villagers. Looks like he's out of wood actually, so he has to chop down this wood here, which is not the best. And the Mage is actually getting close to out of wood as well. And we see tax collectors coming through for Hagrid so he can potentially buy some wood later in the game. He's probably not going to get it out in time. He's got a couple of Heliopolis here. Maybe going for that Underworld play. Please go for the Underworld play. Make some Colossus, make some Heliopolis. Send your units forward. Do something. You're not going to be able to keep defending here. No matter how Hades you are. And the market's been shot again. That's 3 Heliopolis here. So as Hagrid is just waiting here. He's trying to build up a Migdol stronghold, or mages. As these villagers are here on this wood line, but if he loses that wood line, he's got no more wood left. And there's the Underworld coming through here. Hagrid's going to be going for this. The 46-minute classic timing of the Underworld. Going onto this location. One very low HP Heliopolis here going after the Migdol stronghold. But there's so many buildings here. And these units just... they don't do that much damage at all to the fully upgraded Migdol strongholds. Villagers going after the Underworld passage. There is a Colossus here to run through. Does manage to get into the Underworld passage there before the mummy killed it. The Underworld passage is getting very low HP though. There is a temple over here as well, but we'll see if Hagrid can make the push in. There's a lot of mercenary cavalry already over here. And the Underworld passage is getting repaired there by a couple of villagers. Not quite enough to keep it alive to the catapult, but the catapult does get picked off. Town Center was put back up by Mage. Now the Colossus is going to make its way over onto the Town Center yet again. He will be greeted by a lot of repairing Mage's resources. That's a lot of resources. Hagrid's also got that many resources though. You just can't push fast enough against this Ra here sitting down Town Centers. Mage does have quite a lot of population on the water though. It's 10 population on the water here. Underworld passage getting very close to getting picked off though. As the Heliopolis does come out, Siege Tower coming through to finish it off. A couple of hoplites are here though. Villagers moving forward, going to try and sneak in here. There is potentially this location in the corner he could sneak those villagers to, but he's throwing up a military academy here. Heliopolis going after the Town Center. Colossus does get picked off. Heliopolis gets picked off as well. Villagers about to die. Hagrid's still without a 13 idle villagers here that could have been building a Titan Gate. Just saying. Why did you research it if you weren't going to use it? Feels bad, man. Now they catapult onto the main town center of Hagrid, and Hagrid taps out. GG. Well played by Mage, taking this game 2-1. Just a really solid build. Won the water early. Gave the water up in exchange for free 3 town centers there. And then it was too much for Hagrid after losing this town center to that push. If he had a ceasefire or something like that, it could have been a different story. But with Hades, just not enough. That Underworld was not going to help out at all. Opted to not go for a Titan Gate when it really could have helped to just get him this town center back. Would have been huge. Really nice pick off onto the Titan Gate of Mage, but not getting his own one there was very questionable indeed, and in the end, did cost him the game. If you check out the post game as well, you're going to notice the economy here from Mage was just out of this world. You see how much economy he has. 210,000 to only 170,000, but the military losses here are significantly more for Mage with 900 lost. That accounts for the mercenary as well that just die, which Hagrit does not manage to kill. So that almost 200 mercenary getting built in this game. Absolutely insane. Well played by Mage though, takes the series 2-1. So it will be an interesting end of the season for that group with J4, Mage, and Hagrit all possibly having lost one game. Would be interesting. It might actually come down to plus minus to whoever gets first place there. But if one player goes to 2 losses, it'll be a different story. So we'll see what happens there. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching the games. If you are enjoying them, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next series.